Okay, let's get our globe out and we'll talk a whole bunch of breaking Fukushima news. We'll talk Fukushima right here. It's funny that it's right there where the big outbreak on they changed to SARS-2 now, the corona. But anyway, Fukushima, and I want to show you something. And we'll talk about this. A lot of breaking news on Fukushima now. I'm watching tide pool moon cycles, of course, but I got boots on the ground watching for the grays to move when it's time to get to California. We got the 9th anniversary coming up in a few days, so we'll see how this rolls. But this is important. France winding down, but these are important photographs. These are the exact same tide pools. That's 2010, before Fukushima. That's 2015, after Fukushima. I have hundreds of them. 2010, something. 2010, before Fukushima, after. Salmon numbers total collapse. There are no starfish. Once in a while I'll find one. Let's go to my YouTube playlist. I want to show you how much footage I have. Okay. God, all the hearings, the work that I've done is mind-boggling. Where's my created playlist? Okay. This is just this playlist of mine. This one has 141 tide pool videos in it. Hundreds of hours of footage of the best tide pools in all of California. That's 141. I have hundreds more. I have another site with even more. That's every tide pool you can dream of up and down, and in Oregon. Every one you can think of. Hundreds of hours at historic low tide. I like this one. This is me interviewing her at Point Loma. And she says they're dead, Kevin. She's the only one that would do an interview with me. And you name it, I've been there. I know every great tide pool, hundreds of hours of footage. So at historic low tides, at really historic low tides. And so, there I found one. There's one starfish I found. It's one of the rare ones, and that's in Monterey. So, so when I work these tide pools, I'm at historic low tides, and watch moon cycles. I fly across these things like a shorebird, like a gazelle, and so, but again, before and after. So, yeah, we lifted the restriction, but nobody's stupid enough to come home. They're not going back. So there's so much going on as far as the Fukushima dynamic, the denial. Keep working. So this is the one I wanted to look at. So they awarded another contract with a Montreal company to keep building more containers to put more water and waste in. So we are honored that TEPCO continues to select its private HIV select containers for our center for the cleanup and contamination. You can't clean it up. It's impossible. So as far as the dumping goes, they're dumping. So this is important stuff. So Fukushima is right here. Okay, it blew up. They lied to us. And so Arnie Gundershield says the hydrogen was held in. They're all scam artists. They're pieces of shit. So anyway, I'm like, these are full blown. I knew that, and it wasn't the tsunami. It was the earthquake. Cracked these cores, it was on. They blew the fucking smithereens. So there's 3 suns right there, neutron suns bringing star power to Earth, that are burrowing in. It sits on a hill. The plant sits on a hill. The water washes over these things constantly, you know, between 170 and 300 tons of water a day is pushed on these things to keep these cores down. It was pluming over. The wind was blowing out here for the first 6 days. It was blowing right over the top of us. Obama was flown out to South America. Joe Biden covered up Fukushima. They were all in the Situation Room. I have the transcript of the situation. I can talk about it because Holton said make it so. They sent the USS Reagan in here. They radiated their own men, nuked the shit out of them. Biden knew. He nuked his own freaking guys. He didn't care. Hell, he doesn't even care about his own son's freaking death because they were using white phosphorus on him. So, after 6 days, Anderson, Vanderbilt, Cooper was there, remember? Him and Sanjay Gupta practicing MD. The wind was blowing out for 6 days, remember? So they got water on after that. They've pushed water onto these cores and these blown up cement fuel pools, and they continued to blow up. They blew up for months. I have footage of them blowing up in 2014. I have footage of them blowing up, in June of 2011. Spent fuel pools went into Zerk fires. There was MOX fuel in 3. So the answer on this has never happened before. It didn't happen in Chernobyl. These are full blown out meltdowns. So the China syndrome, which I named Delmar syndrome because the opposite go through the earth. That's where the term China says Delmar Argentina. I named it Delmar syndrome in the early days. So they made the decision to push water on it. So they pushed water on it. They pushed it here, so it grabs the California current, comes here quickly. Then it splits it in Bristol Bay. There was a bridge that made into the California current from the earthquake in a few days, landed on Gold Beach, right there. So it's been coming here. So we found cesium-137 and 134 in tuna in San Diego in June of 2011. So the answer is they're just pushing it. So they push it here in the tide pools up and down the whole coast, which I've worked them. Of course, I had cancer. I got cancer in 2011. I got leukemia. I was in a bone marrow transplant. 2011, 2012, I wasn't working the coast because I was in a bone marrow transplant center dying of cancer. So I came out and I immediately started working tide pools. Everybody laughed. Oh, tide pools are healthy. I know they're not. So I've worked all these tide pools. Every one of them. There's my playlist. You know, boy, isn't that perfect greed? Look at that douchebag. Wouldn't you like to crack a person like that in the face? This is the world we live in. Greed. Yay. Welcome to America. So this is all historic tide pool footage. You know, the name of my Dying Dead Tide Pools, The Great Pacific Genocide. Kevin D. Blanch. Some of these videos are long. I remember I was going across the tide pools at PB Point, and
Good evening, Wildcats. This is just a reminder that the circulation desk will be closing in 15 minutes. If you have any items to check out or return, please do so at this time.
So, because I can't believe, so I watch it when it gets super low. I'm there, and I think you got to know how it's not just about watching a moon chart. I mean, I'm so good at this. I've been doing this for so long. I mean, the lowest tides in. This footage is historical as hell. So then I go. I'm an athlete, like you've never seen an athlete. And I remember my friend. He says, "I'm watching you from the shack, from the lifeguard shack." He says, "Clear out. I can't believe how low I got. I can't believe the way you go across those tide pools." I says, "Yeah, I'm like a shorebird. I mean, I'm an athlete. It's dangerous as hell, and I have that camera down, and I cover lots and lots and lots of ground. Way." He says, "You get so far out there, and you dance because you can't get in the tide pools. You know, I don't pick stuff up. I dance across those rocks like a shorebird, and I sleep in a sleeping bag on the beach. You know, I had my cute little place. Well, it wasn't cute. My little dump place, I'd say, in La Jolla. The beachcombers no more, but I'd find a little dump place or somebody let me sleep on their couch, and I work up and down the coast, and I walk. You know, and I have a sleeping bag. Ask Peter. He'll store my sleep bag for me. I mean, it's funny because he'll say, "You'll go to these really hearings on all these rich people at these here, including Micah Gary made 5 minutes. You're the keynote speaker, and then I drive you over to the thing, and you take your sleeping bag and go sleep on the beach." why I've got cancer. And most of this I did with a Feldorf valve. And so I tell the scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're puzzled, they're stumped, they're perplexed. That's not science, that's asymmetry. I'm not. I proved it. I proved that the tide pools all died. The salmon, the steelhead go to sea for 1 to 2 years, started to collapse immediately. My work just on the salmon alone. I said, everybody argued with me. Record returns in 2015. I said, no, they'll collapse. Expected record returns by OWF, WFW, know everybody except me. My numbers are dead on every year. Because, and that's a smoking gun. They were expecting 1.7 million in 2016. They got 600,000. They were expecting 2.3 million in 2017. They got 400,000. 2018, they were expecting 2.7 million. They got 330, and my models have been exactly on. I mean, I post my models. I put them out there. I mean, they got 220,000 last year from 1.4 million. 312 wells we counted starved to death. And these going to cut them up and they can't understand starvation? We made these before Bumblebee went bankrupt. This is tuna from before. This is 2010. You know, the ready-mades. I mean, he's in prison. Price fixing? The whole price fixing under the Obama administration between the students was all covering up cesium and iodine in salmon. Cesium 134, natural. Cesium 137, isn't it? We know it's from reactor. We're picking it, and we've been picking it up the whole time. Trinium, strontium. There we go. Me doing push-ups on the beach. You know, and a lot of people have been around in support of this activism. A lot of people come and go because this is a tough gig to hang. You know, with Kevin Blanch. Try hanging with Kevin Blanch. I don't know how anybody can do it because I go like I'm an animal. Look at all these guys wading through nothing in there. I mean, that's at Point Loma. I found this shirt at my Edward Tower. I found it at the thrift store down there. But I have hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage. You know, you can go through my I like that. Let's start that over. God, that's cool. That's at PB Point. It's the best tide pool in all of California. Everybody thinks it's... Come on. What? What did you find? Oh, I set that there. So I know I've been in them all. You name it. Up and down. At the historic low tides, and they're fucking deader than shit. You know, so... There's La Jolla. Lots and lots of work in Monterey. San Mateo County, Santa Cruz County, San Francisco County, Humboldt County, San Luis Obispo, tons of it at Diablo, lots of work there, Santa Barbara, Ventura, LA, Orange County, Laguna, you name it, and I know the best tide pools, and I'm in them. So, I say this to the marine biologists who want to argue and fight with me. I've done the work. First you apostatize, then you do the field work, then you defend your work. I've done all that against teams of trolls. This cover-up's the greatest crime in human. By the way, Joe Biden, fucking big-time cover-up Fukushima kingpin. Fuck him. So,